What's going on, dudes? This is Cookie from Below Customs. I was just kind of thinking that maybe I didn't have enough pre-runners. So today, we're making one. The first thing you're going to want to do when you make a pre-runner is get rid of all the stuff you're not going to use. Luckily for me, there was a swap meet this last weekend and the body and tires are already gone. So let's get rid of everything else I'm going to use, pull the stuff off the back end, running boards, move the battery tray, stuff like that. Alright, teardown complete. So the first thing we're going to do here is I've got these awesome rails, these Baja back halves from Scale Metal Supplies. And what they do is bolt on to your existing rails. So what these are going to do is bolt on to your existing rails, and they're going to allow for a lot more up travel in the back of your car. But that means I gotta cut these rails right about there. So let's do that.
I'm actually going to tape these together. It'll help get the cuts pretty even, so get a couple pieces of tape. See, that's pretty good. Little guy right there is on the front, that's the back, and we're cutting right here. So let's see here. Let's do this way.
Alright, rails cut. Let's toss them on and get those back halves attached. I like it. And with those mounted on, we might as well throw on the Twin Peaks shock towers that bolt right to those back halves as well. Just so we have that mocked up. Let's go ahead and do that. Well, those are nice. Would you look at that? You know what, I guess I didn't have to put those screws up here because I have a, what is this? This is a fuel cell for the gatekeeper, the element gatekeeper. I really like these. They just replace your back mounts. I want to put that on. Okay, that's better. That's much better. Okay, that's super cool. So before we go any further, I just wanted to talk about why I chose this platform to build off of. It's mostly for the IFS up front. I have built an IFS truck before, and I made two-wheel drive. And this one I'm really not sure if I want to go full commitment on the two-wheel drive. I'm going to start in four-wheel drive. Just because I have a lot of two-wheel drive pre-runners. I only have one four-wheel drive pre-runner. So we're going to go that route for now. That might change, but we'll see. The elements are great. I love these transmissions. That's the Element Stealth X transmission. Since I'm gonna leave this truck in four-wheel drive, I'm not gonna change the position of the transmission. If I was gonna make this, when I make this a two-wheel drive truck, I'm gonna flip the transmission around. I believe it's got a slight overdrive in the front, which is fine in four-wheel drive. But in two-wheel drive, I want that extra wheel speed going to the back. But for now, it's fine. All right, next thing to do is we're gonna fit up the trailing arms. Let's see, in the parts pile, I've got a set for the gatekeeper. They're just the plastic ones, $10, super rad. And I also need to mount those to at least the back half of the gatekeeper floorboards. But I probably will run the rest of the trail runner floorboard so I can get the running boards coming out the side. So first things first, let's cut up some floorboards. So here you can really see the difference between the gatekeeper running boards and the trail runner. I always get that confused. Running boards. The trail runner running boards are a lot wider, but the gatekeeper have the back trailing arm mount that you need. So what I'm going to do is cut maybe 2 of the 3 back holes off this. Take that and cut off 2 of the 3 of the last holes here and put that there. Both sides. Let's do it. Alright, see. This will fit in there like that, and more like that. So I'm gonna mark out which spot I need to cut. This is just rough. I can always fine tune it in. Probably go right off that. And I might as well mark the other one while I'm here. Making sure I got the right side. Cool, let's cut these out. Rough, but it'll do. Alright, so right off the bat I see something I'm going to have to do. This chassis doesn't have all the same holes, but I'm going to need to mount this back piece especially. I'm missing one hole here, so I guess the next logical thing to do is to mark that hole, take these off, and pop a hole in them. Shit. That's pretty dope. Man, so much of building a truck is taking it apart, putting it together, taking it apart, putting it together, taking it apart. You should really get a smaller screwdriver And this big old fat chunker make it easier on my arms. Whatever. That's how I get buff, bro. Alright, let's see. So I'm using another set of rails just to make sure I can find where I need to pop this last hole. That Sharpie sucks. Let me get a different one. Gold was not the move. So we'll put it right there. That's a lot better. And then I'll put these back halves together and pop a hole in them. Alright, got these holes drilled, got them cleaned up. Got the other pieces cleaned up too, so let's pull these apart and get them thrown onto the rig. Alright, the lower mounts are on. I need to pop some pivot balls into these A-arms. It's got some plastic ones. I just take a pair of pliers, grab them in the middle of the cutout part, and squeeze them in. Screw those in. It appears there's going to be quite a bit of play for these, so I'm going to find a spacer to throw in there. Found them. Alright, so and get the spacer in there. Get the spacer in there. There we go. And put it in. Beautiful, beautiful. Repeat it on the other side. Super duper. What shall we do now? Let's put on the rest of the running boards. Perfect. So that'll allow us to run these guys that'll capture the body on the sides down yonder. So let's put some of the stuff back on the back, and then we'll get the axle pushed up underneath it. And before I mount this up, I just want to say that these little guys, I break these all the time. Element makes two different versions of them. The black plastic is the regular version, and then there is a gray plastic that is a hard version. And I always keep a bunch of these hard ones around because I break those all the time. I even have the same for the suspension arms, the A-arms in the front. I have the gray hard versions of those. So I've seen those break as well, so I just have those on hand in case. You know what, while I've got it off, let's slap the hard ones on this axle. Save those for later, a rainy day when I don't have any of the hard ones. Should be a while from now because I've stockpiled a little. Said I always break these things. The diff cover too, just for funsies. I wonder if there's grease in here. I wonder if there's bearings in there. There's a little grease, and there is bearings. Might put a little more grease in there. Are you supposed to mix grease? I don't know. Who cares? Trim the nib off the new hard diff cover. Weighs the same, I'm sure. I don't think there's really any difference besides color. But that's kind of cool. Awesome. Let's get this on the truck. I don't know if these are the right length of upper links that I need yet, to be honest. But I think we're about to find out a lot here in just a second. Okay. Bottom links mounted. And the axle is where I want it to be, so that's a good sign. As far as wheelbase, which I haven't worked out all the way yet, but that looks like it's gonna be just fine. Oh yeah, okay. Let's figure out this top link situation. Alright, so I just found some top links that appear to be just about the right size, so we're gonna go ahead and bolt those up. I got the backs in, find some bolts for the front. Arf, arf. That's not too bad. Not the best. They could be a little longer. Maybe I'll move them down one. Ooh, moving them down one helps a lot. Okay, sick. Alright, you know what? I think we're ready for some shocks. I went ahead and bought everybody's favorite pair of Desert Lizards. 120 millimeters. I know they're not everybody's favorite. They're really hard to tune, but for the price, you just can't beat them. They're so cheap. And eventually, they work right. But they're green. So that's cool. And I think those will be a nice length for what we got going on here.
So let's set those up. I'll set these up with oil later. We'll see how this goes for now. We'll start in that position. Seems okay. Just making sure everything's going to clear. Excellent. Tighten this up.
I think it's time we slap some tires on it. We've got the ProLine BFG Baja TA KR's projects on some eBay wheels that I powder coated. I've got 6 of them. Let's toss them on. Alrighty, what's that doing for us? That's pretty dope. We'll get some oil and set some shocks up in there, but I already really like what that's doing. Oh yeah. Alright, let's get these running boards on, or the sliders. But because I cut off half of this one, it's not going to fit on this side, it'll run into that, so I'm going to need to cut this down about there. Let's grab the handy dandy Exacto. Super handy Exacto. God damn. Super easy. That should give me the clearance I need to install that guy. Not there. We got this, we got this. Bam. Sliders. I'm pretty sure those are just about in the right spot to house this body. Maybe. Oh, we'll get that to work somehow. This is gonna be sick. Might as well toss the bumper on too. ProLine PRERUNNER bumper, because of course. Set it in as far as it goes for now. Put it there for now. I'm not going to worry about putting on the armor for it right now because I'm going to powder coat that before it all gets done. What's that do for us? Oh man, she's going to be bad. It's gonna be a bad little truck. So after staring at it for a couple days, I got the body mounted in a way I like. These front mounts are from the axial build I just did. Those came in that set. And on the backs, I used some tabs I had from Scale Metal Supplies. Just screwed them in there, and then we'll arc with them on top. And I've got the body all cut out. Bodies do look better without the, body mount tabs sticking through, but it's just so much easier to get in and out of the body, to change the batteries and whatnot. So I cut out holes in the bed so I could slip the Twin Peak shock towers through and the fuel cell. Just have them hooked up there. So, I mean, if you wanted to, you could call this done. We could go jump it right now. We could go jump it right now, but we're not gonna, because it's still brushed. I've got a Hobby Wing Easy Run Max 10 coming. So there you have it, guys. I mean, that's basically how you build a pre-runner. We're gonna call that good for this episode. Next time, we'll make up the rear cage, we'll paint the body, we'll power coat all the fun stuff, we'll throw the new motor in it, and we'll actually go jump it. So subscribe for that. We'll catch you later. Peace.